Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. A warm welcome to all of you for the Sunday evening Gita course. And today is session 9. Ideally, session 9 is the last session of Gita course, but then we'll have some more bonus sessions after this. I was just thinking before coming here, when I was getting ready, I was thinking that so many people all around the world, they'll be sitting in front of the news channel and they'll be looking at how many died, how many got affected, what happened, and look at our fortune. We are coming Sunday evening and we all are sitting in front of our mobile or laptop or whatever, and we are here to get more inner strength, more enlightenment, and least bothered about what is happening outside. Do you all remember once, I guess in the first session, level 1 first session, I told that when we practice bhakti, when we practice spirituality, what happens is it's almost like holding an umbrella. It's raining. It's raining pretty heavily. But still, what happens? Since the person has an umbrella, it is raining heavily, but still he will not be affected at all because of the shelter that he has taken. Similarly, outside, a lot of problems are there. One or the other problems keep coming, and currently, so much of problem is there. But then, when we are listening to Bhagavad Gita discourses, Bhagavatam discourses, one of the devotees was mentioning to me that Prabhuji, it feels like nothing is there in this world. Nothing is happening in this world. We are just safe, completely safe, when we are hearing Bhagavatam and Bhagavatam discourses. That is the glory. When we hear these discourses, it's almost like that umbrella, holding an umbrella. And once we hold the umbrella, what tension we have in life? Yes. So congratulations to be a part of such a transcendental group, which is transcendental to this world, out of this world. It doesn't matter what is happening. Let's relish all the time Krishna consciousness, Krishna bhakti, and that will keep us away from all the nonsense of this world. Yes. Anyways, let's start with today's session. Let's offer prayers and start with today's session. Please repeat after me. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamhayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mokam karoti vachalam pangum langhete giri yat kripatham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So we are discussing our very, very wonderful scripture, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Divine and Demoniac. This is what is the topic for today. In fact, I have renamed this as Let us discover the divine demon within us. This is what is today's topic. Obviously, today's part one. It will go for next 1 or 2 weeks. And we dedicate this presentation, this class, to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, because of whom, amid so much of chaos, so much of anxiety, we all are sitting peaceful to hear Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It was he who propagated this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita all around and told people that problems of this world will remain all the time. It will never get over. But just focus on Krishna and will be freed or will be isolated from the existing problem. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. We seek his blessings, we seek his mercy, so that we all understand this wonderful topic of divine and demoniac, which is the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So we have various things to discuss. Let's start with today's discussion. So when it comes to this topic of divine and demoniac, let's understand some of the basics. I'm sure it will be an eye opener for everyone. In spiritual life, the first thing that is needed to grow is self-introspection. We have to introspect ourselves. We have to check ourselves that what am I doing and where am I heading towards, and what are the qualities that I have got, what negativity is there, and where did this negativity come from, and what are the repercussions of this negativity that is there within me. Yes. Most of the time, in this world, people think that they're all good, that they're all perfect, there's no problem at all in life. Yes. And they completely believe in it. And there are so many so-called motivational speakers, they keep telling that you are perfect, there's no problem in you, you're defectless, you have that potential, give your 100%, attain it. Nonsense. if we are really perfect, then tell me, why will someone suffer in life? If someone is perfect, why will someone suffer? Yes, we are not perfect, we're defective. Actually, there's a manufacturing defect only in all of us. You remember 4 defects? Imperfect senses, tendency to this illusion, we get easily illusioned, tendency to commit mistakes, and the tendency to cheat. These are the 4 defects that we have got. So we are a defective piece. We are not perfect. And since we are not perfect, and since our heart is filled with garbage of negative qualities, every now and then we tend to suffer. We suffer like anything. So when we self-introspect, we actually try to understand that what is the problem in me. Right? To be very frank, the entire life goes in just checking what is the problem in others. Have you noticed? Whenever some problem comes in our life, first thing will come: who did this? Who was that person? And if someone says that that person was the person in the mirror, then we'll say, no, 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 he's a good person. Problem is with others, not with the person in the mirror. Yes. So this is a very important point to understand, that we have to self-introspect in spiritual life. And only when we self-introspect, then we can grow in spiritual life. Or else tell me, what is the hope for growing? In this world, people are hardly growing. They're just going. They're just going through life. No one is growing through life. Yes. Why? Because all the time we feel that no, there's no problem in us. All the problem is with outside world. I am completely perfect. There's no problem. So a spiritualist is the one who is not interested in pointing out fingers at people, but a spiritualist is interested in pointing out the finger at his own self to find out what is the problem in me and how can I rectify, how can I grow. And such a spiritualist is the one who will actually progress very, very fast and advance in Krishna consciousness and attain the ultimate destination. So this self-introspection is very, very important. And that's what we're going to do in today's session and the next session also. Self-introspection. Now, throughout when I'm speaking, I request all of you all that get into self-introspective mode, where you're checking that whatever I speak, you're checking with yourself, am I doing this? Am I doing this? This problem is there within me or not? If it is there, then what is the solution? Try to introspect and try to understand that, yes, if this is the problem, then yes, Bhagavad Gita is giving this solution. Let me try to apply this and let me see. So all the ones who are making notes, you're going to write huge notes today. There are a lot of things to note down and lots of takeaway for all the ones who are attentively hearing. And the class will be a very good class for all the ones who are sleeping. So let's get started. A very, very important topic, divine and demoniac. Before I get into this topic, I would like to discuss some very, very important points, which we all should know. In what sort of world are we living in? Let's try to understand that. Currently, we are living in a world which gives a lot of importance to those people who are very good at speaking, juggling with words, very good at juggling with words. They are the ones who are given lots and lots of importance. And they are great. They're considered to be great in the society. Yes. That's how many people on YouTube, they're earning so much just by speaking. Doesn't matter what crap they speak, but since they speak very nicely, eloquently, articulation is very nice. Oh, they are the ones who are given that great title. Yes, this person is great. And so many so-called gurus, they are also becoming great just by word jugglery. There is no substance at all in their speech. Especially now, when you people are understanding Bhagavad Gita, once you complete reading Bhagavad Gita once at least, then when you hear those people, you'll feel like throwing various things at them. Because you understand the truth. You know the truth now, and then you understand that this person, bogus person, what he is speaking. Nonsense. Literally, you'll feel like saying that and maybe giving some bad words left and right. So this world, those people are treated great, who are very good at word jugglery. And who are successful people in this world? The one who have got lots of money and position. All the ones who are having a lot of money and a good position, good power in the society, they are the ones who are called as successful people. And that's what we train our kids also. Yes, you have to earn a lot of money. If you don't earn money, then what status will have in the society? Yes. If there is no status in society, what is the use of living? It's so unfortunate, I tell you. People are living for whom? People are living for outsiders. And not that they're serving people. They want to just prove their ego and status in the society so that people feel very nice. Oh, yes, this person is great. And then when someone says this person is great, then we actually feel, yes, see, they are telling that I'm great. He's also telling I'm great. We want to prove to people around. Yes. That is what is success now. Come on. Let's be frank. When I joined Brahmacharya Ashram, monkhood, at that time, my parents were okay. When I was speaking to them, I was able to understand that they were okay. But they had this one question to me, that what will we tell people in the society? This is what they asked. This is the one question that they asked. Because everyone is just crazy about setting or establishing their image in the society, because success in this world is measured now in this age of Kali Yuga by money and position and status. Values and principles, who considers nowadays? Who considers values and principles? No, values, the ones who can just play with words, ones who have money, ones who have power, and even if they don't have any good qualities, even if they're breaking all the principles, both the principles of Bhagavad Gita and the principles set by the government, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Yes, because earning is given more value. And also, at times, I'm sure all of you will agree with me. At times, we feel that if I have to go ahead, if I have to literally elevate myself, I'm talking about material terms, not spiritually, materially, then I have to work very hard as compared to the other person. And then we think that by cheating and by manipulating, I'll be able to go to a higher heights. Especially, I'm talking about corporates. Let's. I'm taking a tangent, but then it's a very important topic that I want all of you all to understand. So when we are working in the corporate, please hear this carefully. You'll get a lot of peace and satisfaction if you implement this. When we are working, in the office, when it comes to promotion, when it comes to appraisal, there's so much of tension that people go through. I've personally seen my own students. Prabhuji, appraisal time. Prabhuji, promotion time. So much of anxiety is there. Yes. And at times, there is so much of politics that happens only for this. So much of politics for promotion, so much of politics for appraisal, hike, and so on and so forth. Yes. Because people feel only if I get into this politics, only if I do this nonsense, then I'll actually go ahead, in life. I mean, materially, I'll be able to climb the corporate ladder. I still remember I think I've shared this here or in some other forum, I don't know. So this was my first day in my office. Just passed out, fresher, and then there's an orientation seminar that is there, and the head of the company is addressing, and he says that you will be able to climb the corporate ladder only when you step on the people who are sitting beside you. And then I was seeing both of them were my friends, and he's saying only then you'll be able to climb the corporate ladder. I was actually thinking, what nonsense is this? And this person who is so experienced, what nonsense is he speaking? Yes. Tell me one thing, who is giving promotion? Who is giving hike? Who is actually giving us our salary? Is it our boss? Is it our manager? If you say yes, then you're not a Gita student. It's Krishna who is doing. Yes. And tell me, if someone doesn't have good karma, pious credit, he worked like a donkey day and night together, all the time. Still, he will not be able to get anything, any good thing in his life. I mean, materially good thing. Yes. So who are these people? And why are we supposed to get into something rubbish just to please them, or get into politics to pull someone down and make their life miserable, and so on and so? Why we are not supposed to do all this? One thing we have to understand is karma has already decided that how much money we are going to earn. Let me make it very clear. Yes. We will not earn even one single penny more than what we are destined to earn because of our past karma. Yes. We are not going to get even a little bit of promotion than what is destined what is destined in our life. Cannot even get. So this one thing the students of Gita should understand, that I'm not here, to pull someone down, to create negativity in people, or get negativity in one's own self by doing all this nonsense, because all these things doesn't matter. To grow in life, what matters is dharma. Am I following dharma or not? Because when I follow dharma, automatically, I'll get the pious credits. And the pious credits will decide how much salary will I get, how much promotion will I get, how much hike will I get. All that the pious credits will decide, not the manager, not the boss. Yes. And if we are getting into all this nonsense and we think that this is going to get me something, materially great. Yes. So that firstly, we are doing sin because we are hurting someone and all that. So that sin which is there, that will come in future. Someone else will pull her leg down. Someone else will throw us out of the company by doing politics or whatever. I'm just giving one example of corporate. You can implement this everywhere, wherever you want. In every walk of life, this particular principle is valid. That only dharma will save. Dharma rakshita rakshitaha. Yes. Dharma, anyone who follows dharma, dharma will protect that person. But as soon as we get into adharmic path thinking, no, if I do this, then only, no, I'll get this. Sometimes, my students ask this question, that Prabhuji, how to manage politics in the corporate? What is there to manage? Just don't jump into it. Simple. Just don't jump into it. Okay, maybe people might talk about you and things like that. What is the need of it? What is the need of it? Yes. Because the boss is not taking care of me. The manager is not taking care of me. None of my colleagues are taking care of me. It's Krishna who is taking care of me. Eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. Krishna is the one who's maintaining everyone. Not these mortal beings who are going to die anytime. Yes, not these people. This faith we need to have. Then we can be called as the students of Gita. And anyone who has got this faith, now there are a few of our students now who have got this faith and they are so blissful in life, so satisfied. They are like, very peaceful. They're least bothered because they apply the principle of Bhagavad Gita in their life, right? So the point that I'm trying to make is we have to follow the principles of Bhagavad Gita come what may. We will not play with the principles like many of the outside world people are playing. No, we are not here to play with the principles. We are here to learn and implement. And anyone who can do that, and anyone who has faith in Krishna, that person will lead a very, very nice life, peaceful, satisfied, no anxiety. No anxiety at all. And when there is no anxiety, then we can think of Krishna, we can pray to Krishna, we can chant the holy names of Krishna without any tension. Oh, then you will have a question. Then Prabhuji, then it's okay, then why to work then? if this is the case that we are anyways going to get, then why to work? Why to work? For satisfaction of the mind. If we don't work, no, mind will be crazy. So we give our 100% in our work just to make sure our mind is peaceful. Yes. So we'll give our 100%. We'll give our 100% and leave the rest to Krishna. If this mode, if we can get, we'll not get into anything rubbish of this world. And trust me, the person will be so peaceful, so calm, so satisfied. Hope this point is very clear. But it's a known thing that if someone is practicing spirituality with faith, with sincerity, with seriousness, this mode will come automatically. This dependence on Krishna will come. Currently, what is missing is dependence on Krishna. Yes, and that is the reason we think that by cheating someone, by pulling someone down, by word jugglery, by some negative action will actually take me higher and higher, and I'll be able to enjoy life. No, we are an illusion. All those people who think this, they are an illusion. Yes. So in this way, this is one of the very, very important self-introspection, that am I into this garbage or not? If I am, then I have to come out of it, because I'm not meant to be in such negativity and stay all the time. If I'm into this negativity, I will imbibe that negativity, and then I'll not be able to progress in spiritual life. Yes. Especially all the managers who are listening to me, and all the directors who are listening to me. Somehow this culture has to be set so that people under us are peaceful and we don't give them so much of tension in life. Now let's get into today's topic. Till now I was doing time pass. Now let us get into the topic today. Today's topic is about the various qualities which a devotee or someone who is called as divine should possess. And when we're discussing these qualities, we have to ask ourselves, do I have this quality or not? And if not, how to get this quality? So let us start. These are wonderful verses from Bhagavad Gita. 16th chapter, first 3 shloka. Please repeat after me. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastitihi Danam Damascha Yagyascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa satyam akrodhas tyagah shantir apaishunam daya bhuteshvalo luptvam mardavam rir achapalam tejah shamadrite shaucham adroho natimanita bhavanti sampadam daivim abhijatasya bharata. So the translation goes like this. So Lord Krishna is talking about this, and he says, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharat, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. So these are the different qualities mentioned. These are the divine qualities, and a spiritualist should try to endeavor or should endeavor to get these wonderful qualities. So here, obviously, we'll not be able to discuss all of them. Then another 6 months we'll need just to discuss these different things. So what we'll do is we'll just discuss these 7 of them. These are the 7 qualities, and we'll try to discuss all of them. Yes. So the first one, study of the Vedas. Let's try to discuss this. So here is a very, very important point about study of Vedas. See, when we are living a human form of life, hopefully, then it's very much important to understand what does the manual talk about. The manual which I'm supposed to use to live life, what does the manual talk about? And many of you, like I've been meeting all of you in the small group meetings. Today we completed all the 6 groups. We met all of them. I don't know how many of you have missed that, but anyways. So everyone was saying that after understanding Bhagavad Gita, after reading Bhagavad Gita, life has become so peaceful, so nice, so satisfying. Why? Because as soon as we understand Bhagavad Gita and apply those principles in our life, what will happen? Automatically, since this body is like a machine, and this machine is used in accordance to the manual, automatically this machine will work nicely. And this machine is not just what we see. We have a machine inside also, mind, intelligence, false ego. So these two, outer covering and the inner covering, both of that are actually like machine. And once we start using the manual very, very nicely, implement those principles in life, what will happen? Automatically, both outside machine and inside machine, both will be taken care very nicely. Yes. So reading the Shastra is very, very important. Many times people ask me that, okay, Vedas means I want to read those 4 Vedas which are there. Okay, even if we have no time to read, so the important aspect is that will we understand after reading it? Will I be able to implement all of them? Because there's so much information is given, so much. Yes. So if a lot of information is given, sometimes it's like information overload. It's very difficult. At times, people say that it's very difficult to understand Upanishads because indirect things are given in that, and then a person has to scratch one's head and try to understand what is what. So we don't. And I said if we have time to do all this, but who has time to do all this? Sunday evening, coming for a Sunday Gita class, that itself is a big thing. Where is the question of going through all the Vedic literatures and trying to understand all of them and then coming to a conclusion? We are very fortunate that the essence of all the Vedic scriptures is already given in Bhagavad Gita. So this one book is enough. If we can perfect this one book, then we can perfect our life. This one book is enough to understand what is the goal of life, how to live life, what are the different things that we're supposed to do, so on and so forth. Yes. So this point, which is mentioned here, that one has to study and understand the user manual, is a very, very important. Yes. And how do we get this? By attending satsang, by reading scriptures regularly. Now, when there are two things mentioned here, one is attending satsang and one is reading by one's own self. Now, when we're reading by our own self, so at that time we'll get some understanding of that verse. But then when we hear from a person who is realized in that particular aspect, then we'll get a completely different perspective. Maybe our understanding might be something else. And then when we hear, I was thinking something else, this is something else. So both are very, very important, where we are reading ourselves and we are attending satsang. Because when we come in satsang, when we come in the association of devotees, what happens is, now the person gets lots and lots of positivity, lots of encouragement to progress in spiritual life. And most importantly, he gets lots of encouragement to understand the philosophy. Because at times people get bored. Oh, no, philosophy and all this, very difficult. But when we are in association, when we start discussing the philosophy, it becomes more and more clear, more and more clear. It is very easy to understand them. So in this way, two things are very important. First, reading scriptures by one's own self. And second is attending satsang every single, whenever we get chance, every single day. Obviously, shloka day is there for every single day. But then a long satsang might be difficult every single day. But at least on the weekends, we should attend. Now, what is the essence given in the Vedic scriptures? Prabhupada is such a genius. What Prabhupada has done is, he has taken all the Vedic literatures and he has crushed all of them into powder. And then he has given that as the Bhakti Vedanta purports to all of us. Like when it comes to small kids, what happens? At that time, they don't have teeth, they cannot eat, yes, they cannot chew. So all the cereals are made into Cerelac powder and they're mixed with milk and then they're fed. Similarly, Prabhupada has done for all of us. With all the Vedic scriptures, he has taken all the essence, he has crushed it into powder and he has given in the form of the Bhakti Vedanta purports that we see in each and every verse of Bhagavad Gita. Yes. And one such purport Srila Prabhupada gives in Bhagavad Gita, that is preface of Bhagavad Gita. And there he tells what is the essence of someone's life. What is that? Let's see that. Yes. Here it is. So please note down these 4 points, very, very important. What are these 4 points? First, everyone should know about God and how great he is. This is what we should know. Many times people say God is great. But how great God is, this is what we need to understand. Yes. So this is the first thing. Everyone should know how God is great. Second, how insignificant we are. What is our actual position as living entity? This is the second understanding that we need to get. The third is, what is my relationship with God? My relationship with God is, I am a servant of God. I'm meant to serve God. And the fourth one, if we don't serve God, we have to serve illusion in various ways. Yes. So these are the 4 important points. Let's try to revise. First one, we need to understand how great the God is, how great Krishna is. Second, what is our position? What is our position as a living entity? So we understood about God, we understood about ourselves. Now, what is my relationship with God? Then we understand, I'm a servant of God. So what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to serve. And fourth one is, if I don't serve Krishna, then we have to serve this material world, the illusory world, for lifetime after lifetime. Once Srila Prabhupada's disciple, came to Srila Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, sometimes I get into illusion. What should I do, Prabhupada? And Prabhupada said that sometimes you get into Krishna. Most of the time, you are in illusion. This is what is our situation. Yes, most of the time we are in illusion. Sometimes Sunday class we get into Krishna. Yes, Krishna conscious thoughts. Or when we are chanting, we get into Krishna conscious thoughts. Yes. So in this way, we understand that if we don't serve Krishna, we have to serve the illusory energy of the Lord, the Maya Shakti in this world. So this is the essence of all the Vedic scriptures, and we have got that in the Bhagavad Gita as it is, especially in the purports of Srila Prabhupada. So in this way, when we read scriptures, when we discuss scriptures in the association of devotees, we'll get the right understanding, the right conclusion. Let's get into another divine quality. Yes, performance of sacrifice. This is a very, very great and a very, very important topic. How do we separate who is demonic, who is divine? Very, very simple. Anyone who follows scriptures is divine. Anyone who does not follow scriptures is a demon. So all the devotees are like devatas, and all the ones who are not practicing devotional service, all of them are rakshasas or demoniac. That's what Shastras say. Yes. So now, when it comes to the sacrifice, we have to understand this very, very nicely, very clearly. What is sacrifice all about? What does sacrifice mean? It's not that we're supposed to give up something or something like that. Sacrifice basically means doing some activity for the pleasure of Krishna. Please note it down. Yajna or sacrifice means doing something for Krishna, doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. Any activity. It need not be a yajna kund where you're putting ahuti and saying swaha. That is also sacrifice. Deity worship is sacrifice. Chanting is sacrifice. All of that is sacrifice if it is done for the pleasure of Krishna. Yes. So what is sacrifice? Sacrifice is any activity done for the pleasure of Krishna. Some points to go through. So we have discussed many times in our level 1 Gita course, this one very, very important verse. Kritayadhyayato Vishnum Traitayam Yajato Makhay Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalau Tadhari Kirtanat. So there are different ways of sacrifice given in different yugas. How to please Krishna? In different yugas, there were different ways to do that. Yes. The first one, in Satyuga, it was meditation on Vishnu. And the second one, in Treta Yuga, it was Yajna, actually doing fire sacrifice. And Dwapar Yuga, it was deity worship, where they were doing temple worship, going to temple and doing worship. And in the age of Kali Yuga, what is the sacrifice? In the age of Kali Yuga, sacrifice is chanting of the holy names of Lord Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So this is the wonderful process or the wonderful process of sacrifice that is given. Now let's try to understand what Bhagavad Gita says about sacrifice. So I think we have already covered this in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and I don't know if Shloka Day, if that is released. So very nice shloka which says, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavat yagyad bhavati parjanyo yagya karma samudbhavaha. So basically it means Annad bhavanti bhutani. What does it mean? All the living entities, they subsist on the food grains. Annad bhavanti bhutani. Next is parjanyad anna sambhavat. How these grains will come, how the crops will grow, for that rains are needed. Annad bhavanti, what is that? Parjanyad anna sambhavat. And after that, yagyad bhavati parjanyo. How will the rains come? Parjanya, how will the rains come? By doing yagya, by doing sacrifice. So this is a very nice point to understand, that how the rains actually fall. Now, obviously, scientifically, we have heard that evaporation of water, formation of clouds, and rains fall. That is on a very, very gross platform. Whatever we have studied in our childhood, the cycle of water, that is on a very, very gross platform. So what is on the subtler platform, spiritual platform? Let's try to understand that. Yes. Now, when we understand that when we are doing sacrifice, rains will come. In the age of Kali Yuga, the sacrifice is chanting. Yes, chanting of the holy names. And ISKCON Sannyasis and Srila Prabhupada have proved in various places where there was huge drought, that just by doing Sankirtan, there was so much of rain in that particular place. And one example which I would like to give here is in India. Obviously, different places this happened. It happened in Hyderabad. It happened in Tirupati. It happened in a place in North India also. I forgot the name. So Tirupati thing I would like to tell. So ISKCON has got a very beautiful temple in Tirupati. It is called as Lotus Temple. The entire temple is in the structure of a lotus. And there is the deities of Radha, Govinda, and Ashtasakhi, Radha, Krishna, and there are 8 Sakhis with Radha and Krishna. So that temple land that was there, that was given by the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, TTD, and the government actually sanctioned that. Now, how this land came, is a very, very nice thing. So one of our sannyasis in ISKCON, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami, in Science of Self-Realization, you'll read the name T.D. Singh, that person, T.D. Singh. So this personality, T.D. Singh, he challenged. There was a huge drought at one point of time. Rains were not falling for a good number of years. He challenged, saying, we will do Sankirtan, and just by Sankirtan, rains will fall. And he started Sankirtan. Now, this sannyasi had so much of faith on this Sankirtan, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now, all the devotees came together and they did Sankirtan for long, long hours together. And guess what? In front of them, the black clouds came and there was a huge rain that started. Not just at one place, so many places this particular thing has happened. Even Prabhupada would go and directly challenge the government, especially the place where a lot of suffering and doubt will be there. He would go and challenge that I will do Sankirtan and get rains. And then the government will also challenge. And then Prabhupada would do and show at various places, especially in the Western countries, he has done that. So in this way, just by chanting the holy names of the Lord, various auspicious things will happen. And the most auspicious thing is our heart will get cleansed. Cheto darpana marjanam. Cheto darpana marjanam. So our heart will be nicely cleansed just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So whenever we do any activity to please Lord Sri Krishna, it's like watering the root of the tree. And when we water the root of the tree, automatically the entire tree flourishes. And we are part of the tree somewhere. Yes. So when we serve the Lord, when we serve Lord Sri Krishna, actually we become happy. When we serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we become happy. I think I've given this example before also, that say, now a driver is driving a car and his master is sitting behind. Now the master says that switch on the AC. Now I'm feeling very hot, switch on the AC. And the driver, he switches on the AC. The master tells him, wear sweater, you cannot take the AC air. You wear sweater, you cannot take the AC cool air. The driver will say, what's wrong? Because no master will say this, isn't it? So when the AC is switched on in the car, what happens? The entire car becomes cool. The master is getting the pleasure. Along with that, the servant is also getting the pleasure of the same. This is how, when we serve the master, the servant also gets the pleasure. So when we serve Krishna, we also get the pleasure of serving Krishna. So this is a very nice point and a very, very important point to understand, that our entire life is meant for serving Krishna. See, we are living entities. And most of the time, people don't understand this one important point, that we as living entities, our job description is to serve Krishna. And just by serving Krishna, and just by being in our servant attitude, we get so much of bliss, so much of happiness. Especially we will relish this particular thing in devotee association. Even devotee association, what happens is, we are in servant mode, we want to serve each and every devotee, because everyone is servant of Krishna. So just by serving devotees, like for example, prasadam serving or going and helping them physically, or like your Bhakti Vriksha leaders or the mentors who are there, when they help you. So there's a different bliss that comes. Or especially when I read the realization transformations that you people post, I feel so much of happiness. So now what is happening here? Now we are serving selflessly to people, and in turn, we are becoming happy, we are becoming satisfied. Yes. So this is called as being in servant mode, servitude, the attitude of a servant. And when we serve, automatically we become blissful, we become peaceful. So in this way, it is a very, very nice way to understand that how just by doing sacrifice, that is yajna, activity to please Krishna, automatically the person will become satisfied. And To be very frank, this problem of scarcity of anything was not there in the Vedic culture at all. It was not there. I'm sure you all remember the class which I gave on the lost wealth. When the Britishers came, they were calling India as Sone ki chidiya, the golden bird. Why? Because the opulence was so much of opulence in India. Why? Because the sacrifice was done very, very properly. Every single house, in every single house, there was bhakti, there was spiritual practice. Every single day in the villages, all the villages would come together in the evening and they would discuss Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata, etc. etc. They will all come together and do bhajan. They would do kirtan, chanting the holy names of the Lord. And there was no scarcity at all at that time. But now what has happened? Sacrifice has gone for a toss. Now no one cares about the right way of getting things. People just know, okay, I want this, I will grab it from the nature. And what is happening? Exploitation. And when we're grabbing things from the nature, when we're exploiting nature, who is getting affected? We are only getting affected. So the right way of getting things is we have to please Krishna, and Krishna will sanction. It will come. It will come. So this is a very, very important point, which all the Gita students should know. That when we please Krishna, when we do yajna, automatically things will fall in place. There is no need to bother about anything. Oh, what will happen? What will happen here? What will happen there? Prabhupada says, he actually recalls one of his childhood incident. There was a great famine in Kolkata when Prabhupada was in his childhood. So Prabhupada said that it was obviously an artificial famine created by the Britishers. So Prabhupada was saying that there was so much of scarcity, and we were seeing that people were on the roads. They were fighting with dogs in the garbage bin to get some food, and people were starving and dying on the streets. But then Prabhupada says that I never saw any devotee telling that I have a scarcity of food. Prabhupada made a very, very emphatic point. He was saying that every single devotee got 3 times food every single day without any problem. Krishna is the one who provides. What is the need of thinking twice? Oh, who will give me food? What will happen, etc., etc. Yes. So in this way, when we do sacrifice, when we actually serve Krishna for his pleasure, without thinking about our own self, what will happen? Automatically, everything will be taken care. Please note it down in a very, very bold line, bold letters. If we serve Krishna, everything in our life will be taken care without any doubt. Without any doubt. Yes. So this is a divine quality. This is a divine quality where we serve Krishna, and if Krishna is pleased, we get whatever things we need. A divine attitude. Let me talk about divine attitude. What is divine attitude? Divine attitude is a person who is divine. He'll think that the procedure to acquire something, that becomes very, very important for him. He thinks that how to acquire something. He actually meditates on the process because he gains pleasure from the endeavor. And what about the demon? Demon will think, forget about process. Somehow or the other I have to get it. Acquiring is more important. Yes. Process doesn't matter. So this is the difference between a demon and a divine devata. What is the difference? A divine person will always think that, okay, what is the process that I'm following? Is it dharmic or adharmic? If it is adharmic, a divine person will never get into that particular activity. No. Because he's very much interested to follow dharma. And he understands that dharma will protect me. But whereas a demoniac person, he doesn't understand dharma and all. The only thing he understands is, I want this and I want it. And nowadays, instant. Everything is instant. People want everything instant. And for that instant thing, people are ready to do anything. Yes, that is actually adharmic. So whenever we seek instant pleasure, that is actually adharmic. That is actually demoniac, instant pleasure. Like Hiranyakashipu, he wanted instant pleasure. Ravana, Kamsa, they all wanted instant pleasure. And what happened? They all were destroyed. So in this way, we understand that we have to get the divine quality, and the divine quality is I have to serve Krishna, and that is what is the only procedure for my own self-satisfaction. And a very, very emphatic example in Vedic scriptures. Once what happened is Krishna got a headache. Yes. Now, Supreme Personality getting headache, obviously Krishna's natak, that is. Krishna cannot get headache. So Krishna got a headache, and then he was sitting. Dwarka, in Dwarka, he's sitting like this. And then Narad Muni comes there. And Narad Muni is asking Krishna, oh Krishna, what happened? No, your Supreme Personality of Godhead, first time I'm seeing you morose. Why is it so? And Krishna said, I've got a headache. Now Narad Muni was like, Narad Muni is a preacher, he knows the philosophy that he's Sachidananda Vigraha, how can he get headache? But still he asked, oh Krishna, what happened? What is the solution for this? And Krishna said that only when I apply the dust of the feet, dust which is from the feet of my devotees on my forehead, then the headache will go away. Narad Muni understood that Krishna wants to prove something. Then he went to different personalities. First he went to Brahma. He asked Brahma, see, Krishna has got headache. So Brahma said, okay, so what am I supposed to do? He said, see, you're a devotee, so please give dust from your feet. Oh, and Krishna says that if he applies that, then his headache will go away. And Brahma said, mad or what? If I give dust from my feet and if Krishna puts that on his head, I will go to hell. He's Supreme Personality. No, I cannot give. Okay, then he went to Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva also said the same thing. How can I give? It's an offense. No, keeping my dust on Krishna's head is equivalent to keeping my feet on Krishna's head. No, I'll not do. I'll go to hell for that. I have to suffer. Then he actually went to so many people around. And then no one was ready to give. Then finally he came to Vrindavan. There were gopis who were there. They were all in remembrance of Krishna. And Narad Muni went and he told the gopis that Krishna's got headache. And gopis were like very anxious, very anxiety. They were like, what happened? Why Krishna got headache? Tell me what is the solution. We will do anything and everything possible. And then Narad Muni said, Krishna has told, if you give the dust of your feet and if he applies on his forehead, his headache will go away. And at that time, immediately the gopis started removing the dust from their feet and packing it in a bag to give it to Narad Muni. Narad Muni said, hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do you know? If Krishna applies this on his head, you will go to hell. You have to suffer forever. And you know what gopis said? They said that if this is giving pleasure to Krishna, we are ready to suffer in hell lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. We don't care about it. We just care about Krishna's pleasure. Aha. What mood? What mood of these devotees? This is the mood that is needed. Obviously, we cannot do what the gopis did. They are all topmost devotees. But what are we expected to do? Very simple. We are expected to chant. We are expected to chant for the pleasure of Krishna. That also sometimes mind will trick. Oh, so many beads are pending. When will this round will get finished? Now, every Sunday evening, Kartikeya Prabhu is saying chant 4 rounds. Now, how can someone chant 4 rounds? Such a big task this is. Arey Baba, it is nothing in front of suffering in hell, the way gopis were saying. Yes. So just by chanting the holy names of the Lord, Krishna will be very, very, very pleased. Now, when we're chanting holy names, it is described that Krishna's ears are open and then he's searching, who is chanting my names? Who is chanting my names? And Krishna becomes very happy to hear his holy names chanted. Why? Because Krishna understands that this person who is chanting my names is going to very soon come back to me. My son, my daughter is very soon going to come back to me. And with that, he's in ecstasy. And it is said that anyone who chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Sri Radha and Krishna, they jump in ecstasy, in Goloka Vrindavan. Yes. So when we are chanting, we have to understand that, yes, many things we are getting obviously by chanting. But at the same time, we have to understand that when I'm chanting, I'm actually giving pleasure to Sri Radha and Krishna. And what else I need in my life? So what is 4 rounds in front of, what is the endeavor of 4 rounds in front of giving pleasure to Radha and Krishna? We should be ready to do n number of rounds, not to give pleasure to Radha and Krishna. Yes. So this is sacrifice. What is sacrifice for all of us? Sacrifice for all of us, or the yajna for all of us, is Japa Yajna or Sankirtan Yajna, where we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra with the mood of giving pleasure to Lord the Lordships Sri Radha and Krishna. So everyone who calls themselves as a devotee should do this yajna every single day. And for all of you all, I've set a standard. I've told chant 4 rounds. Yes, level 2 senior people in Gita course, 4 rounds are minimum. Obviously, now in ISKCON the standard is 16 rounds, and slowly we have to come to that, and we will come. Firstly, you have to come to 4 rounds, and we'll understand so easy it is to chant with time. So chanting 4 rounds as of now, is what we have told all of you also. Please chant 4 rounds and think that just by chanting 4 rounds, I'm giving pleasure to Srila Prabhupada, I'm giving pleasure to Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, and automatically we'll get a lot of enthusiasm. So we discussed 2 qualities. One is study of Vedic scriptures, and second, performance of sacrifice. These are the 2 divine qualities. And now we have to self-introspect and see, am I doing it or not? Yes. Let's go to the 3rd quality. Now, this is the 3rd quality, and I'm sure there'll be so many questions on this: truthfulness. So here, I'm sure all the people, all the Indians will be knowing this, that Dharma has got 4 legs. And in Kali Yuga, Dharma is standing only on 1 leg. What are the 4 legs of Dharma? There are 4 legs of Dharma. The first one is austerity. Second one is mercy. Third one is cleanliness. And fourth one is truthfulness. So it is described that all of them, they were there in Satyuga. So Dharma had 4 legs in Satyuga. Then 1 leg was cut in Treta Yuga, austerity was gone. Then he was standing in 3 legs. Then in Dwapar Yuga, then another leg got cut. So the leg of mercy. So that mercy was removed. So now it was standing only on 2 legs. And in Kali Yuga, the 3rd leg was also cut. That is cleanliness. And now Dharma is standing only on 1 leg. And in Kali Yuga, we can see how unclean people are. Yes, they'll not take bath, just put deodorant and go here and there. Anyways, that's a completely different topic. If I get into that, then it will be too much. Anyway, let's come back to this. So currently, Dharma is standing on 1 leg, and that is truthfulness. And we see in our own life that when someone speaks lie to us, and as soon as we find that that person lied to us, we become furious, isn't it? And if someone is not austere, if someone is not merciful, if someone is not clean, no, that person will not be penalized. He'll not be put behind bars. But if some person is a fraud, if he's not truthful, if he has committed some huge thing and he has lied, so yes, that person will be put behind bars, or you'll be penalized for that. So in this way, we understand in the current age, Kali Yuga, 1 leg is still there, Dharma. Dharma's 1 leg is still there, that is truthfulness. So this is a very nice point to understand, that we have to be truthful. We have to be truthful to ourselves. We have to be truthful to others. See, in spiritual life, no one is going to come and check. Right? Like for example, all of you are at your home, and then we have told the chant 4 rounds, and then water tulasi, and see the shloka day video, and read at least 1 shloka of Bhagavad Gita, etc., whatever. Now you can just text your mentor saying, I've done everything. Now your mentor or myself, we are not going to come and check, are you doing or not. We don't have CCTV camera in your house fixed, so that we can keep checking what you're doing the entire day. So in spiritual life, this truthfulness is very, very important. Truthful to one's own self, and truthful to people whom we are reporting to. I mean, our mentors, our guides. Because if we are not truthful, then what will happen is we are actually cheating ourselves. Who is in loss? Now, the mentor will say, very nice, you have done everything. But then when we are not done the activities that we are supposed to do, what will happen? We are in loss. We are in loss, and we are keeping everyone in illusion that we're doing it. And we are putting ourselves in illusion. We are cheating ourselves. So this quality of truthfulness is very, very important in spiritual life. Very, very important. No, it doesn't matter what we are doing. If you have done something wrong, we have to be truthful, and we have to report saying, this is what I did. Please forgive me. Please tell me what next I'm supposed to do. So that I don't repeat this again. So this quality of truthfulness is very, very important. Many times people ask this question, that how to be truthful? How can we tell the truth to others? And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling this, a very, very important shloka. How to speak, how to be truthful. A very nice shloka, please repeat. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. So here Krishna is saying, how should one speak? Anudvegam karam vakyam satyam priyam. So there are three things which are mentioned. So how should we be speaking? Obviously, satyam, truthful. Priyam, it should be pleasing to others. Yes. And it should be beneficial to people. Hitam. And anudvegam, it shouldn't be agitating to others. See, these are the 4 points which are very, very important. Whenever we speak something to others, these are the 4 points that we have to take care. That is satyam, we have to speak the truth. Priyam, we have to speak the truth in a pleasing way. Hitam, we have to speak the truth for the benefit of others. And fourth, anudvegam, we should speak the truth without agitating them. Now, many times, people say that, Prabhuji, I told truth, but then that person became offended. So telling truth is correct, not a problem. But telling truth or telling truth in an incorrect place is not correct. It's a very, very important point. Yes. Telling truth in an incorrect situation, in a not very favorable situation and circumstance, telling truth is actually incorrect. Because, see, we have to understand, sometimes what happens, we get into a different attitude and mode altogether. What is that attitude? I want to teach him a lesson, not too much he is. And by telling this truth, I'll make sure that everyone gets to know about him or her or whatever. And there's a mentality, there is an attitude of pulling a person down, defaming a person. By telling a truth, defaming a person. But the attitude has to be very, very correct. And what is that attitude? That I'm telling a truth. I'm telling this truth for what? I'm telling this truth for the benefit of that person, so that that person will progress very nicely, not for putting him in danger. Let's be very clear about this. Yes. See, when it comes to devotees, we don't want to hurt even an ant. Forget about a person. It is said in Vedic scriptures that when we speak and hurt someone, it's actually sinful. It's actually sinful. Tell me, what right have we got to hurt someone? Yes. So it's very important that we speak in a very nice, pleasing way, in a truthful way, and not agitating others. Yes. So these are different points, which we have to take care as spiritualists. And various sadhus in the past, they have proved this, by their own acharan, by their own way of living. They have set an example. So when we're speaking, we have to take care of all these things. And yes, we have to be truthful. And at times, the truth is not spoken if we feel that it will agitate others. What happened is, in Dwapar Yuga, it was towards the end of Dwapar Yuga. So Krishna left this planet. Krishna and his associates, they all went to their original abode, Goloka Vrindavan. So Vidura, Vidura is the uncle of the Pandavas. Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidura, they were brothers. So Vidura, he got to know this, that Krishna has departed, he's not here. So he didn't go to Pandavas to tell. He went to Pandavas, but he didn't tell this truth that Krishna has gone back home, back to Godhead, because he knew very well that this will create agitation in their minds. And anyways, one or the other day they'll get to know, why should I become the instrument of, or why should I become the instrument in agitating them? So in this way, we have to think twice. Doesn't matter that person is a devotee, non-devotee, doesn't matter. Because if we agitate someone, that person all the time will keep thinking about the same thing, and he'll not be able to do anything productive. And especially when it comes to devotees, we shouldn't ever agitate devotees, ever. We should be very, very careful, because when we agitate devotees, what happens is their mind will be completely engrossed in thinking about that particular subject matter, and then they'll not be able to think of Krishna. And a devotee not thinking about Krishna, it's a very, very big what to say, a big punishment. And we shouldn't be doing that particular thing. So telling truth is very, very important. But we have to understand where to tell the truth, in what circumstance. So we should wait for the situation and circumstance to become favorable. It shouldn't happen that we speak the truth in an unfavorable situation and the entire situation becomes dangerous for the person to whom we are speaking the truth. And we shouldn't speak truth to corner someone just to make sure to pull him down or pull her down from the current position. We shouldn't tell the truth. Yes, we should see, is it beneficial or not. If it is not, forget it. No, it hardly matters, right? So in this way, we understand that how to speak. Look at Bhagavad Gita, how practical Bhagavad Gita is. This verse is 17th chapter, 15th shloka. Now today afternoon when we had the group meetings, in that one of the devotee was sharing that I never thought that Bhagavad Gita is so practical and Bhagavad Gita has solutions to all the problems. Yes. This is a fact. We have to just go through Bhagavad Gita and we'll know how to live life. We will know on how to help others. We will know how to attain Krishna and break the cycle of birth and death. So in this way, these are the different things that Bhagavad Gita talks about. And these are the 4 things that we discussed. 3, 4. First one was studying the Vedic scriptures. Second one was the sacrifice. And third one was this truthfulness. Yes. I don't think we have discussed anything apart from this. Yeah, correct. So the rest of the things we'll discuss in the next session because I would like to take some questions now. And also I've got some important announcements to make to tell you all what next after Gita course. So before that, you can post questions and I'll try to answer. So Jyoti Mataji has a question. Black money is also given by Krishna only. See, everything in this world is given by Krishna. Everything. But how we use that actually determines, is it white or is it black? We cannot say that Krishna is given, so Krishna is at fault. Like for example, all the engineers, and all of us are engineers, and then most of us are engineers. So say now we are working for a mobile manufacturing company, and we have manufactured a very, very wonderful mobile phone, very slim and sleek, and very nice. All features are very nice, and that is used by terrorists. So can we say that the mobile manufacturing company and the people inside, they are the criminals and not the terrorists? So we cannot blame the source. We have to blame the people who are using it. And they are the ones who are not using it properly. See, divine and demonic, how is it decided? See, Krishna has given all the resources to us. How we utilize that resources with what attitude and intention, that will determine are we divine or demoniac. So we cannot blame Krishna. We cannot blame Krishna for anything. We are the culprit. We have to, instead of pointing like this, we have to point like this. Now, I am the one. Yes. Oh, there is a follow-up question with some Satya Mataji asking, black money along with sin for which he or she has to face the karma in future lives. Yes. Black money is given to Maya Devi. She wanted Krishna to give. Okay, anyways, I have answered this question. When it comes to switching a job, we think about higher package or company which gives higher salary. Then thinking about money at that time is also sin. Should we stay at the same place if we don't like the work and people around? Now, this is something which an individual has to take a decision, because as a guide, I cannot decide 3 things. Now, first is I cannot decide your ashram, that where should you become a brahmachari or grihastha. Then I cannot decide your profession. Yes, that which profession you should be, what you should be doing in a profession. And third, I cannot decide your spiritual master, whom should you be taking diksha from. And I can just inspire for all these 3 things. So regarding this, I have told the principle. The principle is that we have to have faith in Krishna and we have to give our 100%. That is very, very important. And whatever is needful, accordingly we have to do. So what you're asking is the minor details of that, which you have to decide for yourself. Am I following this principle or not? See, finally, at the end of the day, we have to understand that we have to be peaceful and satisfied. all the time in anxiety, thinking where the money will come from, when will the hike happen, when will the this happen, that happen. See, life is not meant for being in anxiety. Life is meant for being happy. Yes, life is meant for being blissful and satisfied, not for being in anxiety all the time. Yes. So that's the reason gambling, is a sin. Why? Because gambling puts the person in anxiety. So any activity of money which puts the person in anxiety is actually termed as gambling. Yes. Now don't ask me question on gambling now. This is what is the principle. So anything that puts us in anxiety, we shouldn't do that. Why to live a life full of anxiety? Let's live a life full of bliss. And that is possible when we have faith in Krishna and when you understand this principle of Gita, where it tells that how we have to give our 100% and not think much about the result, because anyways, if it has to come, it will come. Who is spiritual master? Offering food to spiritual master and Lord are same. Spiritual master, Guru, is a pure devotee of Krishna, servant of Krishna. So when we offer the food to Guru, Guru will offer it to Krishna. So in the Bhoga offering mantras, first we chant Prabhupada Pranam mantra, and then Gauranga's Pranam mantra, then Krishna's Pranam mantra. So basically the food that is there, we are the Bhoga, we are offering to Guru, Guru is giving it to Gauranga, Gauranga is passing it on to Krishna. Something like that. Yes. So basically Guru passes it on to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we are offering Bhoga, so we have to chant the Pranam mantras in the sequence. And the Bhoga is offered in the sequence, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why did Munis like Durvasa Muni had so much of anger and still had so much of power and respect? So we're going to discuss about anger next session. So you can post this question next session. Now we'll discuss about this. Falling sick is due to my karma. Is it okay to ask Krishna to make my health better? Yeah, falling sick is my karma. Oh, that is our karma only. Whose else karma it will be? Krishna is not a sadistic person that he'll give us some disease and then he'll take pleasure. Arey, wow, so many people died. Arey, why he's suffering? Krishna has no other job or what? Krishna is blissful playing his flute, dancing with gopas and gopis, and stealing butter and eating. He's happy doing that. So see, whatever happens in our life, it's our own karma. Everything. Any time we are sad, it's our own karma. Anytime we are happy, it's our own karma. So when it comes to health, yeah, it's up to us. We can ask Krishna, no problem. We can ask Krishna. Yes. So when I fell ill, when I was not well, so I made sure that I don't ask Krishna to cure that as soon as possible. I was telling Krishna, it is your desire, do whatever you want, but please make sure that I don't come down from the intensity of my devotional service. This is what my superiors have taught me. That what we have to pray all the time is this: that, oh Lord, I want to practice bhakti intensely. Please help me to do that. Every single moment, I want to remember you. Every single moment. I don't want to forget you anytime. And never ever I want to go out of bhakti. Yes. And I want to attain you this very lifetime. Apart from this, we need not pray anything. But yes, if something is pressing in our head too much, we should go and tell Krishna that, oh Krishna, this is what is happening. Please help me. But if we have a good understanding of what we are going through, since we have studied Gita now, and for last 7 to 8 months we have been doing this. So if we are convinced, if we have faith on Krishna, then we have to just offer a prayer that please help me to remember you all the time. But then, as I said, if you're really pressed, there is no money, some monetary problem is there in the house, and then lot of people are falling sick, etc., etc., we can pray to Krishna, no problem. Krishna is finally our father. So when we go and tell father something, so that's okay. Father will consider that. How do we deal with people who are knowledgeable about spirituality and are proud about it? So are they really spiritual? If they have knowledge, then why will be they proud of? And what will be they proud of? Because knowledge means understanding how great Krishna is and how small we are. And a tiny chutku living entity, if he is proud of himself, then he does not know that he is actually tiny. He's very small. Yes. So that person is not spiritual. This is what is my answer. sacrifice is yajna, but in chanting, what are we sacrificing? We are getting more benefit. No, sacrifice is not that we're giving up something. We are doing, so sacrifice basically means, yajna means we're doing an activity. So activity is called a sacrifice, not the term that we use in our English language, sacrifice. I sacrifice this for someone. No, not that one. So yajna or sacrifice means doing some activity for the pleasure of Krishna. So we are chanting for the pleasure of Krishna. Obviously, as of now, we might not be having that mood that I'm chanting for the pleasure of Krishna, because we have got a lot of anarthas in our heart. But with time, when the heart gets cleansed slowly and steadily, this mood will come. Let me chant for the pleasure of Krishna. Yes, with some years of practice, this will come. If suppose a person in the course of his job has to bribe some official, and if he refuses to do that, then his job is lost, then what should that person do? Again, it's a micromanagement question that you're asking me. So I told very clearly that we have to follow dharma, whatever it is. So when you follow dharma, Krishna will take care. Why worry? When if Hari is there in life, why worry? This is what we have to understand. Yes. If Hari is not there, then worry will be there. But if Hari is there, why worry? This is a very, very important point. And who is giving job? That person is giving job. Are you sure? Krishna is the one who gives job to everyone. He is the one who gives job to Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Surya. Yes, all of them. He'll not give job to us. Huh? So this faith has to be there that Krishna will give. No, I have to just follow dharma, whatever it is. Yes, when we follow dharma, yes, it will happen that we might seemingly, we might face some problem, we might suffer, but that's okay. That's okay, whatever it is. So we have to do the needful. We have to do the needful in that current situation, following the dharma. This is what I would say. How can we speak the truth while speaking about Krishna consciousness and not compromise also, and at the same time not agitate the person? Okay. So when it comes to Krishna consciousness, especially for materialists, we should agitate them. That is needed. Because only when a materialist is agitated, then he'll be able to understand, oh, okay, what I'm doing is wrong. So when we are talking, this truth, the thing about truth that I was speaking about, it was like day to day, when we are talking to people, and especially when I'm talking to devotees and things like that. So at that time, we should be very, very careful. But when you're speaking Krishna Katha, when you're speaking the philosophy of Krishna, at that time, we should be straightforward and speak as it is, whatever it is. Some people might feel bad, some people might get agitated, some people will be very, very happy and enlightened, right? Like there are 121 people. Now I spoke so many things. There'll be some people who will be cursing that this bald fellow every Sunday evening agitates me. There'll be some people, they'll be like, oh, such an amazing point. It's almost like there'll be a halo behind their head. That's what they will feel. And there'll be some people who will be neutral. So when we speak about Krishna consciousness, we can be straightforward, whatever it is. That's what Prabhupada has taught us. Prabhupada went to West, and Prabhupada spoke the philosophy just like that. He didn't think much about that. Yes. Because when we're speaking the philosophy, and see, the mood should be very clear that I'm not speaking to agitate the person. I'm speaking to help the person. If this is the mood, then we are correct when we are speaking straightforward. But if the mood is that, somehow or the other I have to corner this person, then it's a problem. So when we speak philosophy, the materialists will get agitated, and they should get agitated, because only when they get agitated, they will feel that. But then our mood is not that, they should somehow or the other have to agitate this person or something like that. Our mood is, I want to help this person. I will speak the philosophy. If he gets agitated, well and good. He'll come to the right path. If he's not getting agitated and coming to the path, well and good. This is one aspect. Another aspect is a preacher, not in the class. In the class, we have to be straightforward, whatever it is. But when you're speaking one-to-one with a person, so when you're speaking one-to-one with a person, we should analyze and see that will he be able to take this thing that I'm going to speak now. If he's not ready, we shouldn't speak that particular thing. So in one-to-one dealing, we have to be very, very careful. But while giving class, we should be speaking what Shastras talk about. But in one-to-one, we should be very, very careful and sensitive. What's the situation of the person is, and the next, where should he go? But a spiritual master, a guide, they should make sure that the right thing should be given at the right time, without compromise. So these are the two things. When we're giving class, we should be straightforward. Whatever it is, we should speak. Let the person get agitated, doesn't matter. But when we are speaking one-to-one, we should be very careful that we should see his level and accordingly speak. So, like for example, if it's a first class of Gita, obviously I'll not speak about sense gratification and how bad it is and how foolish people are in this world and things like that. People run away; they'll not feel good. So it has to be given step by step, understanding the level of people. Now, like today's class was heavy, and future class will also be heavy. So now the participants can take that heavy subject matter. Why? Because they're ready, right? So for the first class they were not ready. If this class I would have given, in the first session, maybe I don't know how many people would be taking it, right? But after some time, yes, they can. So we should see and give it, step by step manner. Hope this helps you. Why is Krishna blue? We have to ask Krishna when we go back home, back to Godhead. Why are you blue? And Krishna is not blue; he's blackish blue. Venun kwanantam aravinda dalayataksham barhavatam samasitam buddha sundarangam. No, so his color, his color is freshly formed rain-filled cloud. That is what is the color of this of Lord Sri Krishna. It's not blue. Obviously, while painting, we do it blue because we don't know the exact color, how the freshly formed rain-filled cloud looks like. So that's Krishna's form. There's no question of why Krishna is like that. That is original form. Is lying for a good outcome or to enemies or to sinful people allowed in Kali Yuga? I'm blank about this question. Okay, there's something called as apatkalin situation. Yes, in apatkal, the normal course of action that is there, even if the person doesn't take the normal course of action, it's okay. He can take he can do something which is not correct also in that particular situation. So this is only an apatkalin situation. In the most dangerous or very very critical situation, like for example, someone is going to kill us. That's an apatkalin situation. So at that time, we can speak whatever we can, to save ourselves. Yes. So it is said in scriptures that one should try his best to save himself, from death. This is what is told in Shastra. So yes, we can do that. Only in apatkal, only in critical situation, not that every single day we are following this. No, only in the most dangerous and precarious condition we are stuck in. Only at that time. Like again, this is a very very sensitive subject, so don't make it your day-to-day stuff. It is said that in apatkalin situation, even if the person has to eat non-veg, he should eat and preach. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said. Obviously, that doesn't mean that one should do that every single day or whatever. Nothing is available. Nothing is available to eat. Even grass is not available on the ground, to put in the mouth and fill the tummy. Then yes, then we can actually deviate, from the path and do something. But then it's very important to consult our spiritual master first before doing this. We cannot just do it just like that. Obviously, when it is immediate reaction we have to give, we can. But like eating something, we can consult. And doing something where we can buy time, we have to consult. Where we cannot buy time, yes, that time we can take a different course of action than the normal one. So that is okay. Is there black magic really work now in this world to influence mind of people? Should we believe? Yeah, black magic works. Especially in the villages and all, people who know the how to do this black magic, it really works. So there are some demonic people who will do that. So it's okay. But then anyone who takes shelter of the holy name completely, that person will not be affected by black magic. Complete shelter. Complete means complete. It's not that he depends on someone else, for protection. He's completely dependent on Krishna and the holy name for protection. At that time, the black magic will not affect. Even if it affects, the person will not get agitated. And see, when someone surrenders completely to Krishna, he's completely with Krishna. So that person cannot be harmed in any ways. So one of our Acharya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Prabhupada's guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his guru is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, his guru is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, for him, he's such a pure devotee, for him someone did a black magic and his health went down to a very great extent and things like that. But he was completely dependent on the holy name and Bhagavatam. And he was out of it. He was out of it by the strength of the holy name. So complete dependence on Krishna will help. But yes, black magic, it happens. During the discourse of Lord Narasimhadev during last week, it was discussed regarding the 9 processes of bhakti, okay, by Prahlad Maharaj to his father. As we understand in Satyuga that only way is to meditate to attain Krishna, these 9 processes already elaborated in Satyuga. See, the process of bhakti was already there throughout. So only which was prominent at that time was different. So Shravanam Kirtanam, all the time it purified people, all the time. But the prominent one was meditation at that time. So that was given as the process. But all the 9 processes of bhakti is valid in all the yugas. How about people who read scriptures and devotion? Oh, this is your question about spirituality. The one who's practicing spirituality and he's proud. So same thing. That's what I would say again. That he has not understood the essence of scriptures. Yes, he's not understood the essence of scriptures. So if he's proud, then he has to go and consult with the superior and try to correct himself. And when it comes to us, how should we deal with them? We should respect. Simple. For us, it doesn't matter who is proud, who is not. For us, he's a living entity. He's part and parcel of Krishna. We have to respect. Simple. And that too, if he's a devotee, wearing kantimala, tilak, and reading scriptures, we have to respect. He's proud or not, that his spiritual master will deal with him. The spiritual master will correct. We are no one. Yes. We need Bhoga offering class. After 21 days challenge, please forgive me. I've postponed the deity worship class for a long time. After the 21 days challenge, I guess 6th June it is getting over. Maybe that week or next week to that, I will take deity worship seminar for 3 days. Every day evening, maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll see, depending on my schedule. Every day for 1 hour seminar, and after that another half an hour, 45 minutes question and answer. So we'll do that. How about people who read scriptures and devotional books but still attached to material things? Yeah, so that person will take some time, basically. Practice has to be there. It's not about just reading it. It's not about just hearing it. It has to be applied in life under the guidance of a devotee. How many children should anybody devotee beget? Lot of children one should beget. That's what Shastras say. One should beget lot of kids. Yes, there is no question. Before, people would beget 20 kids, 25 kids, and in the starting 100 kids, 1,000 kids and all. So now whatever is practical, as many kids as possible we should beget. In fact, this is one of the ways of preaching. If we are capable, if we can sustain people, we can give them protection, we should beget as many kids as possible, because that's one of the ways of preaching. Because if we have more and more good Krishna conscious kids, and when they grow up, they can influence the entire society. So it's allowed. There is nothing called as population explosion, don't worry. Shastras don't talk about population explosion at all. Now this is modern words, those are coming into picture. Hum do hamara, hamare do, hum do hamara ek. Aage chalkar hum do hamara koi nahi. No, it will happen. Never know. So according to Shastra, as many kids as possible. One of my friend has lost her mother, father, and mother-in-law in last 1 year. She has lost faith in God. What shall I do so that she gets her faith back in God? Please pray for her, because in this current situation, maybe it will be difficult for her to digest the philosophy. Pray for her and pray to Krishna. Chant extra rounds for her, because she don't have enough spiritual credits not to have faith in Krishna as of now. You increase the spiritual credits by praying for her, by doing some activity dedicating for her. That will increase her spiritual punya. How to help a person who is not able to accept dharma or follow devotion? Same, pray for that person, because that person doesn't have enough sukriti or spiritual credit. So we can pray, we can chant extra rounds, we can circumambulate some extra number of times Tulasi Maharani. That will help the person to progress. Does Krishna become green anytime? I saw his Lord Ram is green. Krishna is not green. Lord Ram's color is the color of Durva grass, so he is green. And Krishna can become green. It's up to him. He can take any color. What is the problem? Krishna himself comes down as Lord Ram. Soul leaves one body and takes another body. In that case, should we still perform annual rites? That means somebody will be performing annual rites for us also. See, it's our duty. We are showing our gratitude to that person. So we are offering the yearly oblations. And that is needed. We should do it. That is called as Pindadan, Pindodaka, Kriya. That has to be done. Everyone should do that. Very, very important. And who knows if he has become a ghost, if he has not got another body because of sinful activities that he has done, then he'll be suffering forever. So our Pindodaka Kriya will help the person to get a gross body. Yes, and if he already has a gross body, then we are adding some punya to that person. So yes, that's very important. In yesterday's session, you mentioned sadhana chart. Can you please tell me what is that? Sadhana chart is we report every day to our mentor. We send that how many rounds I chanted, how many minutes I did reading, how many minutes I did hearing, wake up time, sleep time, and these parameters we every day send it to our mentor. They keep looking at that, and whenever they feel that somewhere we're going wrong, immediately you'll get a call saying what happened. So I send my sadhana chart to my Shiksha Guru, and many of your mentors send it to me every single day before sleeping. Okay, last two questions. Why do some newly born babies die immediately after taking birth? What is the purpose of same? No, it's their karma. Some sinful reaction is there because of which they are dying. Especially those people who abort the kids. They are the ones who take birth, and they enter the womb and they die inside the womb. Tit for tat. So anyone who does abortion, that's what happens to them in the next life. My mother-in-law kept chanting beads on the feet of Lord Ram. That's okay, not a problem. It's okay. In one of the classes, you mentioned that this is not the first time you're hearing. I literally got goosebumps. Now, when you spoke about Sukriti, I felt that Krishna is so merciful to me. I personally take pride in that my birth star is Rohini. Makes me feel I'm a bit more special. Yeah, all of us are special to Krishna. Now, if you're not special, why will now we get this opportunity of Gita course and other things? Okay, I stopped the question and answer here. I have some announcements to make. Okay, I'm just displaying my PPT. These are very, very important announcements, and I request all of you all to pay attention. So we are ending the Gita course on 4th July, and 4th July is a ceremony called Shiksha ceremony, where all of you will be taking oath. It's an oath ceremony, basically. So, see, oath is a very, very important thing in spiritual life because mind actually tricks us every now and then. If we don't take oath in front of Krishna and in front of devotees, we'll not be able to continue our devotional service. It becomes very difficult. So we promise Krishna that I'll be doing this for rest of my life, every single day. And by that, we can carry on our spiritual journey very nicely. So on 4th July, we have an oath ceremony, which we are organizing. That's called a Shiksha ceremony for exclusively for all of you all. Obviously, it's optional. It's you decide you want to take or not. But I would recommend, and I would be happy if everyone takes. So there will be two oaths that will be, two categories of oaths that we can take. And I would recommend the second one, that is the 4-round Shiksha. So the oath is that I'll be chanting 4 rounds every single day. And henceforth, I'll be giving up non-vegetarian foodstuffs and I'll try to progress in Krishna consciousness. This is the oath that we'll be taking. So this is one oath. And the second oath is a very, very minimum one that I take an oath that I'll continue chanting 1 round every single day. So this is one oath and this is the second one. So I would personally request all of you all that try your best to take the second oath. Obviously, there is no force on anyone. You are independent. Krishna has given free will to everyone. So it's up to you. So you decide which oath to take. But then how long we will be there, in a lower platform? How long? Life is very short. We have to go to the next level as fast as possible. So second oath is a higher oath, which we can take. Never ever we did this in Gita course. But then I felt all of you all are qualified. So this time I've introduced this oath ceremony in Gita course. So all the ones who are interested to take the second oath, you all have to do this particular thing. You have to read these things. small book called Beyond Birth and Death, then the first chapter of Science of Self-Realization, an introduction and first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. And Shikshastaka, anyways, I'll discuss these verses in the class. So you will be able to write that. This will be an open book test. The question paper will be given to you, and you have to just see and write. What will be tested is your understanding of reading the books. What have you understood? So is your understanding correct or not? If your understanding is not correct, your mentor will correct you by calling you and telling you that this is not the right one, this is the right one. They'll help you out with that. So this is just a way to analyze and help the person to go to the next level. So for the oath of 4 rounds, we have to read these books and write the exam. For the oath of first round, there will be a very, very simple general questions paper that can be answered, and we can take the oath of 1 round. So this is a very important ceremony which all of us need to participate. And I've personally seen all the students who are very, very sincere and serious. They take this oath and they go to like heights. In no time they go to heights, because when we take 1 step closer to Krishna, sacrificing some things in our life, Krishna takes 100 steps in our life. Yes. So we get more and more closer to Krishna. So this is the thing. And as I already said, no force. It's up to you all. It's your choice. I will never reject any of you if you don't take any oath. Even if you don't take the first one, second one, no problem. I'm okay. But then I recommend, this is what is my recommendation. Now Gita course gets over on 4th July, and we are starting something called as Bhakti Vriksha from 11th July. So 10th July, that is a Saturday. So Bhakti Vriksha is a very, very nice system, and in every group discussion, I have mentioned this. But for the ones who didn't attend the group meetings, for them, I'm again telling the same thing. So Bhakti Vriksha is a system where we'll have a small group of 20-25 people, and we'll have a Bhakti Vriksha leader in each group. And what will happen? The Bhakti Vriksha leader will facilitate the discussion, will help us to understand various concepts, and will help us practically in our day-to-day life. Because many times we'll be having, we'll have to deal with our relatives. Sometimes the husband is a devotee, wife is not, wife is a devotee, husband is not, kids are not devotees sometimes when parents are devotees. And how to manage things in the office, whatever. Basically day-to-day thing, which you cannot just post it in an open forum and wait for Thursday, to get your questions answered. So your mentors you can easily call. They will be called as Bhakti Vriksha leaders. So you can call them and ask them how to do, and you can attend those Saturday evening closed group sessions which will happen. And just by attending these sessions, you will see there'll be different family bonding altogether. You'll find a different world altogether in Bhakti Vriksha. Yes. So I would request all of you all that when we complete Bhakti Vriksha Gita course, do make sure that you enter this Bhakti Vriksha. And I've divided the entire Gita course team into 6 groups. And these are the 6 or 7 Bhakti Vriksha leaders. I'm sure you already know who is your Bhakti Vriksha leader. So we have these 6 groups, and we have Suresh Prabhu and Divya Mataji as the leader of group 1. So they will be coordinating. Sabrish Prabhu and Rashmi Mataji, they are the leaders of group 2. Harish Prabhu and Preeti Mataji, they are the leaders of group 3. Deepak Prashant Prabhu and Supriya Mataji, they are the leaders of group 4. Group 5 is special. We have 2 families as leaders, Jyotishwar Prabhu and Shravani Mataji, and Balkrishna Prabhu and Shanmuga Priya Mataji. So they will be leading group 5. And group 6, Deepak Raipuri Prabhu and Jahnavi Mataji. They'll be leading the group 6. Yes. So if you don't know which group you're in, please talk to your mentors, whoever calls you, and get to know that which group you're in, so that you can start attending the sessions after July 4th. And I will be always there. I will be conducting some of the other session every week. So that is always open. But then you have to make sure that you should be there in Bhakti Vriksha, because practical guidance can be given only in Bhakti Vriksha. Yes. So with this, I would like to pause here. So let's meet at 8:30 for the 21 days challenge. If you have any questions, any more questions, we'll have it on Thursday. Thursday, we'll have a discussion on the same. So let's pray for all the people all around the world and ourselves, that we become divine people one day before we end this life by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So please join at 8:30 for the 21 days challenge.